We're good? Great. Good evening and welcome to the Township Committee meeting of April 23rd, 2019. Ms. Borak, please call the roll.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Here.
Committeeman Lapani.
Here.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Here.
Mayor Delcourt is absent. Administrator Ferreira.
Here.
Attorney Willard.
Here. Great. Thank you. Please join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be advised that in accordance with Section 5 of the Open Publics Meeting Act, Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, the notice that this meeting was made by the posting on a bulletin board at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex and notifying the officially designated newspapers that this meeting would take place at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex at 7:30 p.m. on April 23rd, 2019. First up this evening is approval of the minutes. Could I get a motion for the approval of the March 26th, 2019 regular session minutes? May I have a motion?
So move, Mayor.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Comments from the dais? From the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani.
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Okay, next up is reports from committee liaisons. First up, Committeewoman McCauley.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple things for me this evening. Chief Powell's in the room tonight, somewhere. He wants to remind all residents that April 27th is National Take Back Day. It's a day to safely dispose of all of your unused, unwanted, or expired medication. While there's always a receptacle here in the police department, it is that day that you can feel free to come in and dispose of unused medication or unwanted medication. It's from 10 to 2 on Saturday, April 27th, and it's located here in the headquarters lobby. Also from emergency management, it is certainly getting nicer finally. The weather is warm and everyone's out grilling, and we just wanted to remind you that as it's fun and exciting to be grilling outdoors, it can also cause fire hazards and obviously some injuries. And we just wanted to remind you the tips of standard grilling. There's been a couple of fires, I know, in the past few years. And propane or charcoal barbecue grills close to your homes or decks or mulch piles or those kinds of things can also lead to fires. So please be sure that your grill is placed far away from the home, decks and railings, and overhanging branches, etc., for your safety. Keep your grill clean by removing grease and fat buildup from grills, and never leave your grill unattended. Certainly when children and pets are outside, be sure that they are out of harm's way. So just a quick reminder for that, but enjoy the nice weather and certainly your grilling activities. And that's it for me this evening, Mayor. Thanks.
Thank you. Committeeman Lapani.
Thank you, Mayor. 2 weeks ago, I had the pleasure of attending the latest HBA social at the Affinity Credit Union. I want to thank them for hosting the social. It was well attended. I and the mayor went there, and it provided a great opportunity, as usual, for local businesses to network and share ideas and information and promote their own business as well as others. And looking ahead, the next HBA event is scheduled for Thursday, June 27th at the Roycebrook Country Club in the Highlander Pavilion from 6 to 9. More details to follow. Just a social calendar here. On June 15th, the Rotary is hosting a casino night for all the gamblers in the audience at the Roycebrook Country Club. There'll be more news to follow, but you can also follow on the e-news for information on that. The building department, obviously, we talked about grilling, so it's also pool season. And for residential pools, before submitting to the building department, you must obtain the required approvals from zoning and engineering. In order to avoid delays, as usual, it's important to make sure your application is complete. There are handouts available for pool application requirements so that you know that your application is complete, so you risk any unwilling delays. Also, there are different for commercial and public pools, different requirements. So there are annual requirements for public pools and commercial pools in town. So please see the building department for those requirements. The DPW is diligently working on preliminary aspects of the upcoming road improvements. You may see around town, Riverside Drive from Clawson Avenue to River Road will be having tree work completed to remove diseased ash trees. This will ensure the type of work will not have to take place after the roads have been improved. They also are reminding you that tree seedlings will be handed out to our residents and our local Clean Town at Orton Road this Saturday between 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. The program is part of the state's New Jersey Tree Recovery Program. So this Saturday between 7 and 3, you can come get some seedlings and plant them. And lastly, you may have noticed the engineering department, the left turn signal progress at the intersection of Triangle and Orton Road is underway. Modifications are being done to facilitate this. The contractor has started construction a few weeks ago and installed the footings and underground conduit. The new steel poles and signal heads will begin being installed shortly. The concrete footings must harden a few weeks, then they're able to install the poles onto that. The system should be up and running by the end of May. And that's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Committeewoman Holmes.
Thank you, Mayor. Recreation, something new from our Recreation Department. Children currently in the 1st through 8th grades can travel to Legend Equestrian in Hillsborough each day to learn about horses. Learn about safety on and around horses, barn management, basic anatomy, different horse breeds, grooming, saddle types, tact and harness, and different styles of riding. Practice horsemanship basics and learn about hippotherapy, an exciting branch of physical therapy. You will also enjoy all the other camp activities like a variety of games, arts, and crafts. More details can be found on the Parks and Recreation website, hillsboroughNJRecreation.org, under the Summer Sports Camp page. Social services, the date for auditions for Hillsborough's Got Talent has been postponed until April 30th, 2019. Any Hillsborough senior interested in participating should call 908-752-0695 to register. The Green Living Wellness Fair will be held on Saturday, June 1st, in conjunction with the YMCA Annual Hillsborough Hop. Mark your calendars and save the date. More information will be coming soon. That's all, Mayor.
Thank you very much. A couple things from me this evening. First, last Thursday, I joined Mayor Frank Delcourt at the Town Hall Public Information Session regarding the New Jersey state mandates related to affordable housing. The purpose of the session was to assist the public in understanding the topic of affordable housing and its corresponding impact on municipalities like ours. There was a panel of presenters with various expertise providing valuable information. These presenters included Mayor Delcourt, myself, Assemblywoman Holly Shapizi from District 39, which is in Bergen County, Jennifer Beam of Leon S. Avakian LLC, Eric M. Bernstein of Bernstein and Associates LLC, our Township Administrator Anthony Ferreira, and our Town Planner David Maskey. We had approximately 50 residents attend Thursday night session to learn about affordable housing and the impacts on Hillsborough. For those who are unable to attend, the video of the Town Hall is available on the Township's YouTube channel. It can be accessed through the Township's website, also at www.hillsborough-nj.org. Of course, the goal was to bring of this meeting was to bring this complex, nonpartisan issue to our residents for further understanding of what Hillsborough and the state of New Jersey is facing of the short and long term. I also want to thank the Boy Scouts of Troop 49 for the invitation to their recent Court of Honor. It's always a great time to celebrate the Eagle Scouts here in Hillsborough. It was over at St. Joe's last Saturday. Also, it's a last call reminder for everyone to complete the Wyland Foundation Water Conservation Survey. The link is in the Friday e-news. By saving water, our community saves energy, money, and valuable resources. It's one of the ways we can do our part in a community and also win any of hundreds of prizes, including $3,000 for your home utility payments, and even help a local charity win a 2019 Toyota Highlander hybrid to help serve the community in the process. We can show the nation how Hillsborough leads in this regard, and you can make your pledge throughout the month of April at mywaterpledge.com. We just went from over 500th to 43rd in the entire nation, so keep it up. We appreciate it. I did it. It takes about 2 seconds, so click on the e-news and you can take action. Just a reminder that this Sunday is our 6th annual run around the park. You can join us at Ann Van's Middleworth Park for a fun run around two of our beautiful parks here in Hillsborough, Ann Van's Middleworth Park and Woodfield Park. Registration begins at 8 a.m. and the race begins at 9 a.m. The cost is $25 for adults and $20 for children under 12. Light refreshments will be available after the race under the Ann Van's Middleworth Pavilion. There will also be an information session hosted by Somerset County North Jersey Transportation Planning Authority to determine the appropriate improvements to the Piggott Place Bridge over the south branch of the Verdon River. It will be held on Thursday, May 2nd, from 5 to 8 p.m. in the Branchburg Township Courtroom. You can see our e-news for additional information regarding that. Just a few dates to keep in mind. On Saturday, May 4th at 10 a.m., a bench will be dedicated to Tony Ford here at the municipal soccer fields. Also, Pet Adoption Day. We have 2 Silver Award candidates hosting a Pet Adoption Awareness Day, also on May 4th. You can see the e-news for more information. On Saturday, May 25th, is the annual Salute to Veterans Breakfast, Memorial Day Parade, and Commemoration Program. And Hillsborough Township's Community Night at Somerset Patriots, Saturday, July 13th at 7:05 p.m. As always, you can stay connected with all of our events and more via the Friday e-newsletter and Twitter. TV29 and the Hillsborough YouTube channels showcase our meetings and Hillsborough The Good Life episodes and Hillsborough alerts for traffic and emergency notifications. Now we're going to move on to our proclamations this evening. We ask that after you receive your recognition, please return to your seat. We will pause after all the recognition to allow for your departure. First up this evening, we have Samantha Holt, who's receiving her Gold Award. Samantha, if you can come on up. Samantha Holt, a senior at Hillsborough High School and member of Girl Scout Troop 60100, has earned her Gold Award. Samantha's Gold Award project involved producing 54 pillows, 36 blankets, and 13 pillow-making kits for teen residents of Visions and Pathways. Samantha also hosted 2 craft sessions wherein the teens made an additional 60 pillows. Visions and Pathways is a temporary housing facility helping abused, neglected, homeless, missing, and at-risk youth. Samantha is a member of the National Honor Society, participated in the REACH internship program, and Future Educators of America Club. Samantha was also a CCD assistant teacher at St. Joseph's Church, an assistant dance teacher at Triangle Dance Center, and a Borough Buddies coordinator. Samantha will be attending the College of New Jersey to study secondary education and history in the honors program. The Hillsborough Township Committee recognizes and extends our sincere congratulations to Samantha for having earned her Girl Scout Gold Award, an honor for both her and for those who have guided her. We wish her all the best in future endeavors. Congratulations.
Yeah, so thank you. I want to say thank you to our Girl Scout Service Unit 72, for always helping and supporting me, and for my parents, my mom up here, my dad's back there. Thank you, and thank you to the Township Committee. Thank you, Linda. Thank you.
Next, do we have anyone from the libraries here this evening?
There she is, hiding.
That's quite
Busy.
busy.
These kids are busy. What we used to do with kids.
Today's libraries are not just about books, but what they do for and with people. They are at the heart of cities, towns, schools, and campuses. Libraries and librarians build strong communities through transformative services, programs, and expertise. They promote civic engagement, empower their communities, and partner with other civic organizations. Libraries are a resource for all members of the community, regardless of race, ethnicity, creed, ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, or socioeconomic status, by offering services and educational resources that transform lives and strengthen communities. The Hillsborough Township Committee proclaims that the National Library Week was April 7th to 13th, 2019, and encourages all residents of Hillsborough Township to visit the library to take advantage of all the wonderful resources available. Would you like to say a couple things about the library?
So I'd like to thank the Township Committee and particularly our library liaison, Mr. Lapani, and thank you for your support in the community. I would also like to let you know that in 2018, contrary to rumors, Circulation in libraries has been increasing. So Hillsborough Library circulation went up 8.5%. We circulated 343,845 items. And with our increased outreach to the summer camps this year, I expect that to increase. So I hope you're all able to stop by.
Okay, and next, do we have anyone here from National Donate Life? There's everybody.
The whole right side of the
I think he just gave me a sign. Yeah.
Realizing the urgent need for donors around the country, the National Donate Life Month observance was established in 2003 to promote a greater understanding about the life-saving benefits of donation. Established in 2012, a National Donate Life Blue and Green Day represents a national effort to support and raise awareness for organ, tissue donation, and transplantation. The New Jersey Organ and Tissue Sharing Network, NJ Sharing Network, is committed to addressing the need through enhanced awareness. People of all ages, ethnic backgrounds, and religions are affected by the need for organ transplants, and there are nearly 4,000 New Jersey residents and over 115,000 Americans awaiting life-saving and life-enhancing transplant operations. Every capable person should support this vital effort by learning more about donating tissue and organs, registering as an organ and tissue donor, making their families aware of their wishes, and be willing to give the precious gift of health, sight, and life to people in need. The Hillsborough Township Committee urges all residents to join in promoting organ and tissue donor education through the National Donate Life Month observance. Would anyone like to say anything?
2 years ago, Zach Roth, a student at the high school, started the Donate Life Club in memory of his brother Matthew. Matthew is an organ donor. Through his organ donation, Matthew saved 5 lives and gave the gift of sight to someone. The Donate Life Club works with the NJ Sharing Network to promote the need for organ and tissue donation. As a member of the club, you have the opportunity to be trained to be a certified ambassador for the NJ Sharing Network. The club also raises funds through various fundraisers like selling club t-shirts and special events, along with forming a team for the Celebration of Life 5K to support the NJ Sharing Network. Some of the other activities the club does each year is we honor a family whose child was an organ donor and collect and assemble gift bags for patients in hospitals waiting for organ transplants.
Although us seniors are graduating this year, we know this club will continue and support and promote organ donation in the future. At this time, I would like to acknowledge all the seniors. I would also like to thank the mayor and the township for this proclamation recognizing the importance of organ and tissue donation.
So, and if anyone wants a bracelet for the Donate Life Month, they'll be in the back, or we'll have them in the back of the room so you can grab one before you leave this evening.
Thank you.
You guys have to keep the club going. That's it. Thanks. Okay. At this time, I'd like to bring forth Resolution Number 1, the resolution authorizing the hiring of 5 police officers in the Hillsborough Township Police Department. However, before we consider that resolution, Mayor Delcor asked that I read the following, as he apologizes that he's unable to be here this evening as he's traveling with his family. Gentlemen, we welcome you to the Hillsborough Township family. We are honored to have such a fine and distinguished police department, as evidenced by the many awards and recognition that our department receives. We look forward to you all completing the necessary training and having you all on patrol soon. While I will be back in town, I will arrange with Chief Powell to personally meet and welcome you. So please make sure you tell Mayor Delcor that I read that, so I get credit.
It's on the tape.
We'll watch the tape, good. All right, with that said, may I have a motion to approve Resolution Number 1?
So move, Mayor.
Second.
Any comments from the dais? Seeing none, comments from the floor? Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani.
Yes, and welcome to the town.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes?
Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Yes, congratulations. We're going to bring each one of you up individually, but if the chief, if you can come up, and Committeewoman McCauley, if you could join me up here. Okay, first up, Thomas Anzalone. You want to come forward? You want to bring your family up as well?
A boy, girl, Lois.
Who's holding the Bible? One more? We're going to have you stand over here, okay? You're going to hold the Bible? I'm going to hold the microphone to you, okay? So that's the most important. All you do is have to repeat after me, okay?
I, Thomas Anzalone,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will impartially
that I will impartially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the police officer
of the police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, good luck to you.
Hold on, Thomas, I got one more thing that you gotta do.
Not official till you sign.
You gotta officially sign in. Tell me your life. That changes everything. Let's take a photo.
Mom next. Mom always gets in the center.
Congratulations, Ron.
Thank you.
Thank you. You earned it. Dylan, you're up next. Want to bring your family up?
Just make sure the screen doesn't go on my
Bible. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Billy Kelly,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will impartially
that I will impartially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the police officer
of the police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's exciting, right? Getting a new job. Do they start as patrolmen?
Should I get a picture? I forget that.
Picture of the signing.
Yeah.
Not flattering. They start as patrolmen.
There we go.
For 6 months.
Lois didn't give you the clearance.
It's fun to watch.
Oh, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Dylan?
Thank you.
Dylan.
James, would you like to bring your family up? Congratulations. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, James Akers,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will impartially
that I will impartially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the police officer
of the police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
What's his name? Yeah, James. Hey, congratulations.
Over here, come on up. Is this your sister? She can hold the Bible? Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Kabir Singh,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will impartially
that I will impartially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the police officer
of the police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me
so
God.
help me God.
Congratulations. Everyone take one step forward. Step forward up here. There we go. Was that easy?
Congratulations. So his mentor, is he a lieutenant here?
No, I'm not sure.
All right, John, you're up.
South End boy.
He's got a good haircut. Yeah.
One step forward, right here. There we go. There we go. Now we got the whole thing. Ready? I state your name.
I, John Tranquillo,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and
to
allegiance
the same,
to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will impartially
that I will impartially
and justly perform
all the duties
of the police officer
of the police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Got to sign afterwards. Official.
Good job.
Now it's tiger fishing.
Ready?
We're gonna have to get this job. You can have it, right? No, thank you.
Good. John, can you stand? Chief, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to congratulate these 5 fine young men for their accomplishments and making it through a very grueling selection process. Your families, they're now part of our family as well. They are a very quite tight-knit police department, and I'm sure that they're all going to be happy here in their their new career. Thank you.
Next up, do we have anyone from Fidelity Credit Union and our Credit Card Advisory Group? If you want to.
This evening, we will be presenting grant funds through the Affinity Hillsborough Rewards Visa credit card program. Tonight, there will be 6 different nonprofit organizations receiving grant awards. The total to be awarded this evening is $7,295.46. But however, since the inception of this awards program, the township, through Affinity, has given out over $80,000. And that's to youth-based, senior, and local nonprofit organizations. The spring 2019 grant recipients are the Rockettes, or the Rockets and Rocket. Right? Come on up. Come on up. And if one of you could just say something about your organization and what you put in for.
My name is Gloria Paget, and I teach the Hillsborough Rockettes. And Rocket, where is he? Where's our Rocket? There's our Rocket. And we do performances at the nursing homes and different organizations. And this group is a wonderful group. Of course, there's 26 of us. There's a few here tonight to see you. And we want to thank, first of all, the Rockettes and Rocket would like to thank the mayor, the township committee, the grant committee, and the Affinity Bank, and all of you residents that support the Hillsborough Rockettes and Rocket, because believe me, we really appreciate it. And our latest, and what else did you want me to say? Okay. And I just want to say one other thing. Our oldest senior dancer, she's 101 3/4. She will be 102 in 3 months. And the newest number that we're working on is Staying Alive. And guess what? We're alive!
The next group is Gigi's Playhouse. Is someone here from Gigi's? Perhaps you can tell them what Gigi's Playhouse is and what you put in for and why.
Gigi's Playhouse is a Down Syndrome Achievement Center. We offer free therapeutic and educational programming to individuals with Down syndrome and other intellectual disabilities. We plan on getting a new copier for our programs because we do a lot of printing and a lot of handouts for our parents to take home so they can continue to implement all of the therapeutic and educational tools we give them, but they need to take it home so they know what they're doing. So that's why we need a new copier. We burned out the last one.
The Hillsborough Youth Lacrosse. You want to explain what you put in for?
We put in for a new grill this year, and that's what we're going to be using the money to. So we'd like to say thank you to Trinity and the township for helping us out.
this time you were using homegrown ones.
Yeah, we had to go to a commercial, so that's what we went to. Yeah.
It's a good problem.
Yep.
Come on, Blair.
The Hillsborough Soccer Club.
We are a nonprofit travel soccer club serving over 350 kids in Hillsborough. We have beautiful fields at Country Classics and Southwood Roads, and what we put in for is backstop netting, so our children don't have to chase the ball into the woods, especially during springtime. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. Thank you, committee.
No tips. No tips. And Cub Scout Pack 1776. Homegrown.
We put in for funds for a new projector and a sound system, which hopefully will help hold the attention span of the boys at our meetings. So I'll let you know how that goes. Thank you very much. Once again.
And finally, the Somerville YMCA is someone, oh, Hillsborough Division.
So we put in to replace life jackets at the Y. So for our summer camp, all of our campers swim every day. And for our campers that aren't able to swim on their own, they still get to enjoy the pool safely in our life jackets. So this will help replace those so that all of our campers can swim safely this summer.
And again, the only way we can give out these grants is if you get the Hillsborough Visa card through Affinity Credit Union, so if you have not already picked one up, I think there's probably brochures in the back, and if it's not, it's in our e-news. And that concludes all of our proclamations and swearing in this evening, so we'll take a brief pause. If you'd like to leave, that's fine. If you want to stay for the meeting, that's also great. We'd love to have you, but if not, thank you for coming, and congratulations, officers. Cash, you good? All right. Moving on to new business, we have none at this time, so we're moving on to public comment of new business and matters not on the agenda. Any matters not on the agenda this evening? Okay. Seeing none, we're going to move to public hearings. First up is 2019-08, an ordinance amending Chapter 145, Construction Codes Uniform, Section 145-3, Construction Fee Schedule of the Code of the Township of Hillsborough, County of Somerset, State of New Jersey. These proposed changes continue to be a direct result of the 2018 code changes as adopted by the Department of Community Affairs, which are costing the township more in overhead. The time it takes for the completion of the plan review and inspections has increased, which translate into higher expenses for the township. The fees associated with the construction permit are intended to be relative to the costs incurred by the township for the plan review and inspections associated with the application. These proposed fees remain equal or below those charged by neighboring municipalities and the Department of Community Affairs. These fees will be reflective of the costs associated with the permitting process. We have not increased these fees since 2014. May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 2019-08?
So move, Mayor.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Olivia. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, is there any discussion from the dais? Discussion from the floor? None? All right. We have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt ordinance 2019-08.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. We have a first and a second. Have roll call, please.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani.
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Moving on to 2019-09, an ordinance to amend, revise, and supplement Chapter 92 of the Hillsborough Township Code entitled Police Department, most notably Sections 928B of the Township Code entitled Promotions. This ordinance is to provide minor amendments to the promotional process. May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 2019-09?
So move, Mayor.
Second.
Second, thank you. Roll call, please.
All in favor?
Oh, sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, is there any discussion from the dais? From the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please. May I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt ordinance 2019-09? It's been a while, right?
Too fast.
It's been a very long time. May I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt ordinance 2019-09?
So moved.
Second.
We got a second, thank you. Roll call, please, this time for real.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani.
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Moving on to 2019-10, to amend Chapter 188 of the Code of the Township of Hillsborough by amending Section 113.1 Gateway A to add new subsection K, Mixed Use Inclusionary Overlay District. Further consideration and public hearing to be held on May 28th, 2019. The proposed ordinance would amend the Gateway A zone to create a mixed-use inclusionary overlay district with the GA zone. The overlay district would be applied to lots 66 and 67 in Block 115.01, which are located at the southwest corner of the Hillsborough intersection of Route 206 and Andrea Avenue. The amendment would add single-use multifamily residential buildings and a drive-through restaurants to the list of permitted uses, but only when constructed as part of a mixed-use development. The amendment would include appropriate design controls for all such uses within the overlay district. The total number of dwelling units in the overlay district would be capped at 118 in combination with a minimum of 50,000 square feet of commercial space. As this would be an inclusionary district, 24% of the dwelling units would be required to meet affordability standards. The primary purpose of this ordinance is to stimulate the redevelopment of the former Cost Cutter Shopping Center. In addition, the inclusionary requirements will contribute to the township's efforts to meet its court-imposed affordable housing obligation. The proposed ordinance will now be sent to the planning board for review and comment at their May 2nd meeting. May I have a motion to introduce this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any comments from the dais?
I have a comment. I just wrote a comment about this, so I'm going to read it because, anyway. This ordinance that we're voting on tonight is written to change the zoning for the property commonly known as Cost Cutter's site and the property behind it. The buildings and parking lot of this strip mall have been vacant and an eyesore for the past 10 years. I understand that we need to build affordable housing in our town because it is mandated by the state, and I believe that this is a good place to build it. We are raising the allowable density on these two lots so that the developer can build both affordable and market rate housing. However, the drawing I was shown and what I was told was that the developer is only giving a simple facelift to the existing strip mall and leaving the parking where it is in front. This ordinance gives permission to the developer to build drive-through restaurants. We want to encourage a walkable Main Street, not a drive-through Main Street. This ordinance even allows for drive-through restaurants, and this is the north entrance to our town. It wasn't that long ago that Hillsborough hired professionals to study the downtown corridor in anticipation of the bypass being completed. They prepared a presentation showing what our downtown could look like. Hillsborough residents were asked to take a survey. It was set up in the library, and people were shown pictures and asked what they'd like to see in their downtown. And what they wanted to see was tree-lined streets, bike lanes, interesting architecture, public plazas, benches, and I don't see a lot of that in this ordinance. We also do not need two highways running through our town. Let's convert the old 206 to Main Street, which is what it says in our master plan. And with the completion of the 206 bypass, we have that opportunity. We can create something that will bring people into our town to support our local businesses and increase our property values. Let's not pass up this opportunity, because if we don't build something compelling, the 206 bypass will be just that, a reason to bypass Hillsborough. So my suggestion is that we hold off on the ordinance, we work with the developer on a plan that satisfies the developer's needs and adds to the character of Hillsborough. We are not looking for him to build our downtown, but just contribute to its vision. And maybe other landowners will see the advantages of what we do here and will want to join in. So I'm reading this just because I truly believe it's a good spot for more housing. And I believe that he could even have more. If he brought his commercial closer to the street, we could give him another couple floors. So I just think it's an opportunity. And I know that we're starting to do it in the lower part of 206, but this is the entrance. And to have it just be a different facade and a parking lot just makes me think maybe we should revisit this issue. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, a couple questions, Olivia, since you decided to open this up. Number one, you attended our executive session, I imagine, in the back room, correct? And you've heard from our attorneys several times where not moving forward, this jeopardizes us with our builder's remedy lawsuits, correct?
What are you saying?
The builder's remedy lawsuits, which are allowed, you're telling us that we shouldn't move forward at this time with this ordinance, which could potentially jeopardize our standing with the courts, correct?
No, I'm saying that I think that we could add some things to the ordinance.
Okay, but you
I
were in the
agree with the ordinance.
you were in the back room where it was explained on numerous occasions about why it couldn't be moved forward, correct?
One occasion, and I asked, does this mean they're just putting siding up and the parking lot stays the same? And I didn't see any kind of architectural layout, any plan. It was just a little drawing, and that was the first time I heard about it. And I asked that question, and you guys said, yes, the parking will stay in front, and he'll do some siding in the front. So I'm just suggesting maybe a little more. I'm not suggesting we don't do the affordable housing or give him the permission to do that. I'm suggesting that drive-through restaurants and things like that I oppose to.
Okay, again, as I'm sure you're aware, is that you don't do planning through you don't do planting through an ordinance. That's done at the planning board process. You know that, correct? So that's not something we would put necessarily into the ordinance. That'll be something that's done at the planning board hearing, which I believe is May 2nd, is when they're discussing this ordinance, and then
May
a whole,
2nd.
Yep, but that's not where they do that, just at it, because then they have to bring a whole plan to the planning board where things like the plantings and stuff that you're talking about will be put forward.
But if they're just doing siding on the original building and leaving the parking lot in the front, it's great we have that in the back, but it's going to look pretty much the same when we drive by. So I do know that Mr. Bernstein did say that the way we change the only thing we can do to change anything is through our ordinances and our zoning. So I'm just suggesting that we might be a little more specific with this particular developer as to our vision and our standards of what we'd like to see.
And again, it was explained that if we asked them to knock down that building, which is something that was suggested by numerous individuals, that we would probably not get any affordable housing, and nor does the applicant even need to consider to do that, because they can build as is on the property right now and probably take us to court.
But
That was discussed.
Well, this developer is very familiar with doing exactly that, where he has his commercial on the bottom and he has additional floors on the top, and it would only make his land more valuable. He'd only make more money. I can't imagine he'd be opposed to
But
that
we've also
idea.
capped how tall you can build in our downtown.
Right, 3
So
stories.
if you want to build like Somerville, which I assume you're alluding to, that this man would have prior experience with. That's
Well, all over New Jersey.
7 stories high, and we don't want to see anything that big here in town. So that's my comments back.
Does Dave Maskey want to comment?
Any other comments?
Sure, if I may, just to clarify a few things about this ordinance. First of all, it does not abolish the underlying GA zone.
Thank you.
So if the owner of this property chose to redevelop the site in accordance with GA standards up to the sidewalk, mixed-use buildings up front, he can certainly do that at any time. He could do that right now. This provides another alternative to retrofit, upgrade the development. The architectural standards, the landscaping, as Mayor just mentioned, will come through the site plan review process. They still have to meet various standards. The ASDO, the Architectural Site Development Overlay, is still in effect. It can't look like it does now. It wouldn't pass. So just so folks understand, this does not, again, remove the GA opportunities that are there today. Yes, so hopefully that helps. It's not demanding that a particular development be built. It's an alternative.
So what you're saying is that the developer can come in and move his,
Under the current zoning, yes. If
But
he
with
wanted to
this
knock
zoning-
all the buildings down and start fresh, he could do that. But he couldn't build the apartment building. That's not permitted under the GA zone currently. It would have to be a mixed-use building. So the building that perhaps might be built in the back could not be built under the current zoning.
Any other questions from the dais or comments? No. Any comments from the floor?
Aldrich, Belmore Court. That's a quick one. Just a couple quick questions if Dave can answer them. I was just reading from the ordinance real quick. I was just questioning why we couldn't allow them to do 4 floors in the back instead of 3 for the apartments.
Nope.
For the rear property, I think with that, you'd be able to actually increase the amount of affordable housing allowed in the zone, as opposed to even the minimum of 29. You can certainly reach 4 floors, even at 45 feet, depending upon the roof parapet, you could do 4 floors. If you were to do a single standalone building in the rear. I mean, it's done all the time. That's one question. The next question I just had was,
It's not a
About the
question, it's a
ordinance?
statement.
Is it
well,
about
no,
the-
my question is,
Doug, is this about the ordinance or about-
could the ordinance be revised before we even introduce it to allow him to do 4 floors in the rear of the property as apartments, standalone apartment building?
It could be.
That's up to the committee.
But at this time, I don't think that's the way we want to go, 4 stories at the entranceway to town.
Well, no, 4 floors, 4 floors of standalone apartment buildings in the rear, you won't see them from 206, from the existing Main Street.
But there's-
It will be essentially 4 floors. It certainly is a standard design building that they could allow, or you could allow. But I'm suggesting you do it now and before you introduce the ordinance, so that, you're not talking about it at the public hearing. You can actually just amend the ordinance right now before you introduce it.
It could be something discussed, but we're not amending it at this time.
The other question I had is, as far as why are we limiting the developer to 50,000 square feet of retail space?
It's a minimum. It's a
It's
minimum.
a minimum? It seems to suggest, the way the ordinance is written, that it limits him to 50,000 square feet only, which essentially basically maintains the existing cost-cutter shopping center and not much more. Okay.
Bear with me, folks. In section K6, maximum residential units and minimum commercial square footage. B, the combined tenantable commercial space on the tract shall be maintained at no less than 50,000 square feet. The idea was, we wanted to maintain this as a mixed-use development.
Okay.
So we didn't want them dropping below 50,000. Yes, it's 50 or more.
So maybe I read it incorrectly. So we can do more than 50,000 square feet.
Correct.
And basically, to the extent he can comply with the existing ordinance in the RA zone, in the GA gateway zone, then he could come in at some point in the future, if he so chooses, to demo the building if he wanted to, and redevelop it according to more of the Main Street plan. Is that sort of the
Conceivably,
possibility?
yeah.
I just don't want to limit his ability to do that in the future.
I don't think this limits that.
No, it doesn't limit. It's a minimum of 50,000. And it was so the commercial building didn't somehow disappear on us.
Okay. Yeah, no, I thought he was,
Yeah.
okay. Well, then my other request still stands as far as four stories. I think you would be more than able to handle 4 stories in the rear of the property as opposed to 3. It certainly gives the developer more opportunity to provide affordable housing in the right location.
As you're well aware, this will now go to the planning board, and that's something that they can discuss, and if they want to consider making that amendment, we can discuss it, but
Yeah,
at
it
this
could always
time.
be, could always be added as a variance to add, addendum, but.
I'm not for that.
Well,
I'll go on the record.
honestly, quite honestly, you know,
Clearly
3
not for
floors,
that.
stories is what we've been
And we'll never be
consistent
for that.
throughout the town,
Thank you.
and at that height at 45 feet.
Well, on the Main Street, I agree, the first floor retail and second and 2 stories of residential on the Main Street area, but the 4th floor in the rear, you'll never see it. It'll just be blended in. Anyway, thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Any other comments from the dais? I'm sorry, from the floor? All right, seeing none, I guess right now the appropriate motion is for a roll call, or? Yep, for a roll call.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Yes?
Committeeman Lapani,
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley,
Yes?
and Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Moving on to resolutions this evening, does anyone on the dais wish to take any items separately? Seeing none, just one note, I want to welcome Jonathan Trumbakis. Did I get it? Wow, all right.
We studied that all day.
I want to welcome you as a full-time mechanic in the Department of Public Works, so in a second, we'll be able to congratulate you once we get a third vote up here. So may I have a motion to approve the above resolutions?
Deputy Mayor, just
Yeah.
wanted to
Sorry about
echo that. And I want to thank also Ron Christie, our Assistant Supervisor of DPW, coming out, and was also part of the interview process. I also interviewed in the final round with the Director, Rich Reserve, and the experience that Jonathan has and leadership qualities is what we're looking for here in the township. So extremely impressed with a very good group of people that interviewed. So all the confidence in the world in Jonathan, so welcome to the team.
Great. Any other comments?
Just welcome.
Can't say that yet.
Any comments, yeah, any comments from the floor? Seeing none, let's do a roll call.
May I have a motion, please? for the
Motion.
whole thing?
Oh, may I have a motion to, no, I asked for a motion before. I didn't get a second.
Second.
Thank you. Committeewoman Holmes,
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani,
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes?
and
Now
Deputy
now
Mayor
you can say
Welcome.
Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Yes, welcome, congratulations. Moving on to claims list, may I have a motion to adopt, approve claims list 2019-07.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
Comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Yes.
Committeewoman Lapani.
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes?
Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Yes. That concludes our regular meeting this evening. Appropriate motion is for adjournment. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So, motion, please?
Second.
So, motion, whatever.
I got a motion and a second there.
What was that?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.